Hello everyone, welcome to Tencer Yoga. I'm Stephanie, I'm very excited to practice with you today. So today we have Iyengar Yoga for focus and productivity. It's going to be a great practice. It's intended to just kind of bring any sort of, distractions, kind of let them go and bring your attention inward and fully focused. That's what this one does for me. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get to it. Let's begin in Tarasan. Okay, so join your legs, stand up straight, and just for a moment here, let's explore Tarasan, okay? So lean a little bit forward. Okay, as you lean forward, observe how the weight moves towards the front of your foot, towards your toes. Now shift your weight back and feel from the feedback of the floor, right? You can tell the weight is moving towards your heels. Now lean a little bit to one side and feel how the weight goes towards the outer edge of one foot and maybe even the inner edge of the other foot. Okay, now same to the other side, just lean a little bit and feel, just become connected, right, to the floor and that really, really useful, helpful feedback that the floor gives you. So going to this side again, you start to feel the outer edge of the other foot, the inner edge of one foot, right? And so now that you've kind of explored these different options, can you mindfully bring yourself to the center? Okay, center yourself from front to back and side to side. Okay, now once you've done that, let your attention, your awareness drop down and be in the soles of your feet. Lift your toes up, spread your toes, and then just let the toes reach forward and then release. Okay, now observe your heels. Understand that the heel is shaped like a horseshoe. And so now what I want you to do is, with your mind's eye, literally trace the outline of your heel. Okay, so starting at the inner back corner of each heel, right there, press down. Okay, then follow it along to the center back point of each heel, and right there, press down. Okay, and then the outer edge of your heel also cut down, right? So the full horseshoe shape is sharp and alert. Okay, now the line that would close the horseshoe, right there, puff down, press the full plate of your heel into the floor, and then as if your head was attached to a hook on the ceiling, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Okay, press down through your heels, reach up through the crown of your head. Okay, now also lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs, move your thighs back a little bit, midline of the buttock forward, lift your chest and reach down into your fingertips. Tarasan. Steady yourself here. Just keep your eyes at eye level, maybe even look just slightly higher than eye level. And breathe. Okay, and then release. Building on Tarasan, let's add Udhva Hastasan. Okay, so once again, stand in your Tarasan, and know if legs together feels a little bit destabilizing or not so good for you, you can always separate your legs. Right, a broader base is going to make you feel a little bit more steady. Okay, so please take the stance that's really working for you. All right, so in your Tarasan, be it legs together or legs apart, once again, find that center place and just pick up from where we left off here. Okay, and be really mindful of the soles of your feet. Okay, now extend your arms to the side, broaden across your collarbones and reach into your fingertips. Observe here for a minute how broad you are on your front body, And now also reach into the small fingers and see if you can start to broaden your back body just as much as the front body. Okay, now turn your palms to face the ceiling. And not only are you turning the hand, but turn your upper arm and roll your shoulders back, okay, both sides. Revolve. Now extend more and more into your fingers. Okay, reach all the fingers away. And then as if you were about to lift something heavy, so there's some resistance there, reach into your middle fingers, roll your shoulders back, and then start to raise your arms up to the ceiling for Udhva Hastasan. Okay, now from your wrist, lift your waist. From your wrist, lift your waist up. Okay, lift your rib cage, lift your side chest. Really reach, as if you could create more and more space between each row of ribs. Look up to the ceiling and see that your palms are still actually facing each other, right? Revolve those upper arms to make sure that that is the case. And then press your arms back and absorb the spine into the body. Okay, maintain this. And then for a moment here, go back to the legs, press your thighs back, buttock forward, reach higher and higher. Tarasan with Udhva Hastasan. And then release, lower your arms down, steady your gaze, and breathe. Okay, now one more time, let's go again, Udhva Hastasan. Okay, build your foundation, Tarasan, center yourself, steady yourself, and then reach your arms to the side. Turn your palms up, roll your elbows up, and roll your shoulders down. Okay, now maintain this rotation completely. Exhale and raise your straight arms up to the ceiling. Now only take your hands maybe shoulder distance apart. However, if the arms are bending, then keep more space, right? Keep the arms straight and rotating. Okay, look up, check, see that the palms are facing each other, and then again lift, lift. From your wrist, lift your waist. Lengthen up through the right side of the body, lengthen up through the left side. Now, rotate your upper arms, turn them again, and broaden each shoulder blade away from the spine. Okay, then press your arms back and open your chest. Okay, now notice as the arms go back, if your weight shifted forward, right? Your connection with the ground, your feet, will inform you about this. Move the weight back onto your heels. Move the buttock forward, thighs back, and reach, 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 reach up to the ceiling. Udhva Hastasan. And then again, release. Pause, find your breath, and be here for a moment. Okay, next up we have rickshawson. Okay, for this variation of rickshawson, go near a wall, and I'll show you the presentation. Okay, you're gonna stand on one leg and then raise one leg up into the classical rickshawson position. And then what I want you to do is bend this standing leg a little bit, bend it, and hook the knee on the wall. Okay, so my standing leg is still a little bent. I've hooked this leg here. And then as I straighten my standing leg, I'm creating a bit of a sense, and this is not an easy action for my body, but a sense of the leg descending. It's kind of being pulled down by the wall. Okay, this outer hip here, suck in, stand up really tall here, and allow the wall to just sort of drag a little bit, drag the knee down. Okay, now also know where the front of your pose is. So I'm facing this way. Okay, square your pelvis forward. Now what that means is, for me, for my structure, the way my thigh bones fit into my pelvis, my knee is a little forward here, right? If I put the leg way back here so that it's coming out where sometimes people think it should, I'm gonna be facing the corner here. So you gotta sort of work it out, what's reasonable for you, so that you can get that little bit of drag, little bit of pull down here, and still know where the front of your pose is. Okay, be here, And then reach your elbows way up. Yeah, climb your fingers down your back. Reach your elbows higher, and then slowly extend your arms to straight. Rickshawson, like so. Okay, shift the weight. Transfer the weight of the standing leg towards the inner foot and press that thigh into your lifted foot. Okay, then from your wrists, just like in Udhva Hastasan, lift the side body up. Really reach, really reach. Steady your gaze, be soft in your eyes, and breathe. Rickshawson here. Okay, and then release. Lower your leg down and stand for a moment in Tarasan. Okay, now turn yourself around and do the second side. Okay, so now raise the other leg up and you bring it as high up on your standing leg as you can. Okay, if there's a knee issue or a problem, you can't bring it up, you can work with the leg low, that's no problem. Okay, find what's reasonable for you. And then once again, bend the standing leg, hook your knee against the wall, and then understand this hip action, okay? As you straighten your standing leg, you're gonna suck this hip in and allow the wall to drag the other thigh in a downward position, okay? Anchor back through the hip of your standing leg and roll the buttock under of that bent leg. Okay, know where the front of your pose is and be here. Okay, just take a second to observe how these props are creating a sense of containment, right? The wall and the floor are both very sturdy, steady props, and they're giving you a framework of resistance to work within. Okay, notice that. Notice how that makes you feel, right? Physically in your body, and maybe even mentally in terms of your brain, the state of your mind. Okay, then again, reach your elbows up and then crawl your fingers down your back more and more so the elbows go higher and higher. Avoid letting the elbows splay out, but roll them in, crawl the fingers down, and then unfold the lower arms to straight. Go back to your base, stand tall in the standing leg, anchor back through that hip, roll the buttock of your bent knee, right, that side, under, reach higher and higher into your lifted arms. Eyes soft, breathe, Rickshawson. Okay, and then lower your arms, lower your leg, and Tarasan. Use this time in Tarasan to recalibrate, right? To absorb, to consolidate. Okay, and then release. Let's repeat Rickshawson one more time. I'm going to show it a different way. Okay, so another way that I like to practice it is actually facing a wall. Okay, and there's something, you know, when you're facing the wall, there's no other distractions. So in terms of focus and, focusing yourself, there's something very steadying about working with the wall. So stand in front of a wall. You can begin with your legs together, and you know your wall is straight, so square your body towards the wall. Okay, then shift your weight onto your right leg and raise your left leg up. Okay, we'll take Rickshawson first in this direction. Now, as soon as your leg goes up there, suck the outer right hip into the body and stand up really tall, really tall. Now, deepen your left hip socket, externally rotate that thigh, and roll the buttock under. Okay, now you have the reference of the work we did before, so you know that there's a downward intention to the leg there, right? So see if you can recreate that. But now look at the wall, look at your hip, and see what's happening here, right? Have you kind of torqued yourself in any direction? If that's the case, anchor back through your left thigh, and once again, center yourself. Now extend your arms, start to crawl up the wall, Steady your gaze, and then turn your palms to face each other. Reach so high up the wall with the small fingers, and then if you have the balance here, you can come off the wall for rickshawson. Okay, stand up really tall in your standing leg. Suck that right outer hip into the body. Rotate your left thigh out, buttock under, and then reach higher and higher. Absolutely straighten your arms. Okay, and then release. Lower your leg and Tarasan. Okay, and one thing that's nice to observe when you come back after these balancing poses is just the touch of each foot to the floor. Right? Notice the texture underneath the bottom of each foot. If one leg feels maybe more grounded, more connected than the other, maybe, maybe not. Maybe both legs feel different, after having done a balancing pose. But observe. Okay, and then let's do the second side. So now this time shift your weight just slightly over onto the left leg and raise your right leg up. Okay, place it as high up as you're able to go, and you can steady yourself using the wall. Then look at the wall, look at your pelvis, and square yourself forward facing. Okay, suck the left outer hip into the body and anchor back, and now deep in the right hip socket. Rotate that thigh out. Okay, there's that downward intention of this leg, like in the previous variation. Okay, steady yourself here, and then reach your arms up to the ceiling, crawl, and again, it's this idea that the arm doesn't end at the armpit, but way down at the waist. So keep reaching, 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 reaching. Now, like in Udhva Hastasan, turn the palms to face each other, reach the small fingers higher and higher, and then if your balance is there, come off the wall, float off the wall. Okay, lift up. Stand tall in your left leg, rotate your right thigh out, and then from your wrists, lift the rib cage up, 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 up. Move your thumbs back, open your chest. Steady your gaze. Find your focus. Okay, and then release. Lower your leg down and reach your arms by your side, Tarasan. Once again, be in Tarasan. Let the floor give you feedback, right? So feel where you are in space and observe the touch, the texture, the connection of each leg to the ground, to the floor. Okay, and then release. Let's stay at the wall for this next pose. Okay, we're gonna go for Virabhadrasana 2. So stand with your left leg, your left foot here, right up against the wall, and then take a nice big step. Separate your legs nice and wide. Okay, now the wall is our friend in this practice here. Okay, so again, we're using the wall to create that framework of resistance, to put some edges, some boundaries into the practice, and receive the stability that comes as a result. Okay, so even in this first position here, from your inner leg, hit out and pound your outer heel into the wall, and then suck in at this hip. Okay, now on your right leg, turn the foot out, and then right from the hip socket, rotate your thigh out and draw the heel under. Okay, suck this hip in. Now lift your kneecaps, lift your thighs, rotate your knee, rotate this right knee out, right thigh out. Okay, now let's take Udhva Hastasan. Reach the arms up again. Now know where the front of your pose is. Anchor back through the left thigh, roll the right buttock under. It's not dissimilar to rickshawson. Now exhale and bend your knee. Make a square. Okay, push the wall with your back heel, suck the outer hip in and dip down. Reach higher and higher. Virabhadrasana 2. Now from here, maintain this lift and length through the side trunk and then extend your arms sideways. Okay, drop the shoulders down, reach into more so your right fingers, right? Reach there and just, you can cup the fingers on the back wall. Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, now drop the shoulders down and then turn your head. Lift your chin just a little and look beyond your fingertips. Eyes soft. Breathe. With your back heel, push the wall. Stay low. Rotate your right knee, your right thigh out. Chin up a little. Okay, inhale, come back up. Turn your foot forward. And you can heel toe yourself back together. Tarasan. Okay, now Virabhadrasana 2, second side. Right foot into the wall. Take a nice big step with your left leg. And again, build your pose right from this stage. From your inner leg, hit out, push the wall with your outer heel, suck your right hip in. Okay, now on the left leg, turn the left foot out from the hip, initiating from the hip. Roll the thigh out and bring the foot into position here. Okay, check in with the back leg. Push the wall, suck the hip. And now Udhva Hastasan. Reach your arms up. Once again, suck the right hip in. Now bend your left knee. Bend your left knee. Okay, know where the front of your pose is. Very often, the right hip is going to come forward. So anchor back, revolve the left thigh out, roll the buttock under, reach up, reach up, reach up. Now maintaining the lift and length through your side trunk, extend your arms to the side. Okay, fingertips on the wall, reach into the other fingers. Maintain this, steady your gaze. Push the wall with the back foot. That's what's going to keep the pose a little lighter. Now drop your shoulders and from the back of your head, turn to look beyond your fingertips. Chin up a little bit. Breathe. And then inhale, come back up. Turn your foot forward. Walk your feet together. Tarasan. Now again, in your Tarasan, observe yourself. Observe the touch, the texture, the density of your legs, and the connection to the earth. Okay, and then release. Okay, for this next pose, we're going to do Prisarda Padottanasana. And if you have a strap, a long strap, or two shorter straps tied together, that will come in handy. It's a nice way to do it if you have access. If you don't have the strap, you can certainly do without the strap and still lots of really good value to this pose. Okay, but if you have the strap, make a wide loop, and then you're gonna literally step inside this loop here. And what you're doing is you're creating for yourself like a wall, right? We spoke about the value of the wall. A wall at each foot, at the outer edge there. So I've got the belt under my arch, and I'm just right here at kind of the foot bone, the outer edge of the foot there. It's almost like I want to break the belt, right? So again, the inner legs hit out, and then you roll the edge of the foot down. Okay, straighten your legs completely. Roll your shoulders back. And lift your chest. Now from here, with these firm legs, exhale, come forward to about 90 degrees till you're about parallel to the ground. Take a second here, and then from the buttock bones, move forward. Yeah, move forward. And then take your hands to the floor. Now from here, concave your back. Okay, revolve your upper arms, circularly rotate them. Slide your shoulders away from your neck and then reach your breastbone through the tunnel of your arms. From your buttocks there, lift up a little and just sharpen the corners of your hips. Now maintain this, exhale, and now lower yourself down for the full Prisarda Padottanasana. Okay, you can walk your hands back and then lower your head to the ground. Draw the elbows in, lift the shelf of the shoulders, yeah, and then just be here. Your legs are active. Okay, from the inner leg, hit out. Try to break that belt. Sharpen the corners of your hips, but allow the side body to just release, almost cascade down. And then in opposition to that downward, release of the side body, still lift the shoulder blades up. Okay, now ideally the head is touching something. If you're not reaching the floor, you can certainly put a blanket or even a block or even a chair under there, because it's nice to have it for the steadiness. Again, it can be done without, but it's a nice presentation to work with if possible. Now just be soft through your eyes and be with your breath. Okay? Even the touch underneath your right foot and left foot, your right hand and left hand. Feel as if all of your senses recede, like your eyes can sit almost more deeply into their sockets. Okay, now again, reestablish the action of the legs. From the inner thighs, hit out, firm the outer edges of your feet, and then slowly with your hands, push to the floor and come back to this concave position. Okay, look a little bit forward. Yeah. And then from here, you can take one hand to your hip, other hand to your hip, wrap your elbows back, and with a lifted chest, come up to standing. And then walk your feet together and stand in Tarasan. Now, at this point, if you are an experienced practitioner, I would do Rickshawson. Okay, that would be headstand, would be where I would go next with this practice for focus and productivity. But if headstand is not in your practice, then this Prisarda Padottanasana is a really nice option and can have sort of similar effects on the brain and on your constitution from that perspective. Okay, next I'd like to do something that's in the Sarvangasana shoulder stand family. So I'm going to show two different options, okay? Sort of depending on the level of experience that you have, familiarity that you have with these poses. So one option is to do Supta Konasana. Okay, and so how I've set up here, I put a bolster with a blanket and then another thin blanket just for my neck, for my head. And the level of height here that you need, it depends a little bit on you, but you'll see when I'm in the position, you want your shoulders on the height and the neck to feel nice. Okay, so Supta Konasana, I happen to love this pose and I find it very grounding, very, I don't know the right word, it gives me that kind of feeling. It just really inward and contained and very positive. Okay, so how you get into this particular version, I just like to kind of roll into it. So I put my head down and then I want my shoulders to end up on the bolster here. So I just walk in like that. Now I have a long ponytail. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then here you can just make sure that your shoulders are nice and high up on the bolster. Okay, then you separate your legs nice and wide and release your arms to the side. And it's just quite lovely. Okay, now if this position though isn't lovely for you, doesn't feel right, then don't stay in it, okay? To come out of this pose, all you need to do is walk both legs in one direction, bend your knees until one of them touches down, and then you'll just come up Okay, it just sort of pops up. Okay, so if you want to try that, please go ahead, do that. If you don't, then I'm going to show you next a different option. Okay, so if you're looking for something as an alternate to the Supta Konasan, go for Viparita Karani. And so you can kind of start from a similar setup, but take the blanket and do like an accordion fold, so it's a little bit thicker. And then you've got the block at the wall here, and then the bolster. And just this thicker blanket is just kind of gonna angle the bolster a little bit towards the wall. Okay, and then you can have something soft just here like this. And then from here you can somersault into the pose, or you can go in from the side. I'll show from the side just in case you're not wanting to somersault in. But you're gonna sit almost like you're trying to sit right up on the wall, right? My buttocks is literally climbing the wall. Okay, so I get right up there, and then I place my shoulder on the ground, and then I swing myself over. Okay, and then you kind of have to straighten yourself out, and there you go. Okay, and again, you know, I'm not very tall, very long. You may find you want even more height. That's fine. I want to see that you're going to get a nice opening to the chest, but then also some softness here through the abdomen. Okay, and then you can release your arms to the side, and you can have your legs together. You can have your legs apart. You can even, you know, do cross-legged or bent knees. Just find a position that feels good here for you. Okay, now whichever position you're in, whether it's the Supta Konasan or the Viparita Karani, just be with it. Okay, give yourself a chance to settle and breathe. Okay, now after you've been here for some time, in the Viparita Karani, you can just kind of bend your knees and then push back, slide back until your hips are actually on the floor. And then you can have your legs crossed there. So just be here in Shavasana like this. Okay, those of you who are in the Supta Konasan, you walk your feet to the side, bend your knees, and then you'll pop out, right? And then lay yourself out for a flat Shavasana. And then just be here. Release any tension. Allow your arms to be heavy and to sink down. As your arms descend, find that lift, that vibrancy that comes to your chest. And then no matter which position your legs are in, let your legs also be heavy and gravitate downwards. And as your legs descend, look for the softness that comes to your abdomen. Release any tension in your face. Soften the skin of your eyebrows. Broaden there. Soften your temple skin. Soften your lips, your tongue. And soften even your inner ears. And then feel as if your inner ears drain towards the back of your throat. And then in doing so, allow all of the expression to simply dissolve right off your face. Allow each exhalation to take you more deeply inward. Okay, now if you have the luxury of staying in Shavasana for a little bit longer, please do. Okay, but if it's time for you to move onward with your day, then take a few conscious inhalations. Right? The inhalation is the vehicle that's going to bring you back from this inward place. Okay, a couple conscious inhalations. And as you approach the surface, you can begin with a little movement to your fingers, your toes. Just slowly re-engage. Okay, you can fold your knees together or bend your knees. And then carefully roll onto your right side. And just stay there for a moment. Let your eyes open, adjust to the light. And keeping your neck muscles nice and soft, use your arm and then push yourself back to an upright position. Thank you so much for today. I hope that practice hit the spot. I hope that you feel grounded, focused, and fully prepared for whatever it is you're about to go do. If you are enjoying these videos, I must ask that you please subscribe to my channel. And if you're really keen, you can hit the bell and be alerted whenever I upload new videos. Your support would be much appreciated. And stay in touch. Let me know what you want. If you want more practices, let me know in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to incorporate suggestions. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.